Visualize a world where African Americans and other people of color can quickly access competent, compassionate, and dedicated attorneys about illegal, unlawful, unfair, unjust racial issues and other constitutional violations. Now visualize a world where these legal services are free of charge for those who are wrongfully affected, violated, or convicted. Thanks to Injustice Fund, that world is being made possible today. Injustice Fund is the first online crowdfunding platform to raise funds for the legal defense, educational, and counseling needs of individuals whose constitutional rights have been violated. It also raises funds for individuals wrongly convicted in a court of law as a result of disparities within the United States and its criminal justice system. Injustice Fund provides a platform where individuals, with the help of the community, can raise money for their cases. Individuals and defendants are given a dedicated page on Injustice Fund's website where friends, family members, community activists, defendant representatives, and other advocates can make donations and contributions directly on their page. Individual donations and contributions will be used to pay attorney fees, court filings, litigation costs, legal advice, case investigations, or other legal expenses of those wrongfully convicted or violated.
The general funds raised on the site will be used to provide free, topic-specific education, mental health counseling, substance abuse treatment, job preparation training, and prison release debriefing. These services will address emotional, mental health, and economic issues as a result of these racial disparities. Injustice Fund, its advocates, and the community are well aware of the disparities of harsh sentencing, unfair police activity, discrimination in trials by a judge or jury, prejudicial prosecutions, inadequate or limited public defense counsel, excessive incarcerations, and other unconstitutional violations. Injustice Fund and its advocates also believe the way to have an effect on these disparities within the United States and its criminal justice system is through knowledge, education, and honest information. Stirred by the 4th, 6th, and 13th Amendments to the Constitution, Injustice Fund brings attention to those individuals whose rights have been violated, but lack sufficient money to pursue the violations in a court of law. Injustice Fund and its advocates support individuals who are wrongfully affected or convicted of a crime simply because of insufficient money to pay for their legal defenses. Not having money or insufficient money for competent legal defense results in a conviction. The conviction, according to the 13th Amendment, returns the individual to slave status. Of the approximately 7 million individuals classified with slave status, or those with convictions in the United States, 85 to 95% are African American and other people of color. Included in the 7 million are 2.2 million individuals convicted and incarcerated in federal, state, and local prisons and jails. Another 4.8 million convicted individuals are under the control of probation or parole. According to Michelle Alexander, author of The New Jim Crow, the 7 million individuals in prison, on probation, and parole today in the 21st century is more than the 3 million who were enslaved in the United States in 1850. The 7 million does not, however, include the 70,792 convicted juveniles on work farms, in prison, and in juvenile detention centers as a result of the process of steering. The process of steering directs African American youth from school to suspensions, to expulsions, and to law-enforced school arrest for minor discretions. This process leads them into the streets. The streets subsequently leads them into the criminal justice system, creating a school-to-prison pipeline. These practices, according to the American Psychological Association, harm academic achievement and future employment potential. Injustice Fund views these excessive convictions and mass incarcerations as unconstitutional and believes such unconstitutionality significantly impacts the lives of African Americans and other people of color. The United Nations and its sentencing report also chronicles the racial disparity that permeates every stage of the United States criminal justice system, from arrest to trial to sentencing. The United Nations report reveals that African Americans and other people of color are more likely than white Americans to be arrested. Once arrested, they are more likely to be given an excessive bail, and also once arrested, are more likely to be convicted. And once convicted, they are more likely to face stiff sentences. The United Nations report suggests that if current trends of racial disparities continue, 1 of every 3 African American males born today can expect to go to prison in his lifetime, as can 1 of every 6 Latino males, compared to 1 of every 17 white males. Even though the Supreme Court decision Gideon versus Wainwright in 1963 held that indigent defendants have a right to publicly appointed defense counsel in all criminal trials, the federal, state, and local governments have continued to underfund and understaff their public defense agencies, giving rise to increased chances of being wrongfully convicted and incarcerated. Such conditions, according to United States Attorney General Eric Holder in 2013, have resulted in a state of crisis. This crippled state of indigent defense in the United States disproportionately affects African Americans and other people of color, because they are more likely to need the services of a public defender than their white counterparts.
So visualize a world where no matter what constitutional challenges you are facing, you'll always be able to raise money for your case and have a competent and compassionate attorney in your corner. Sign up your case for Injustice Fund today. and start experiencing your life in a whole new way, empowered with complete confidence and knowledge that your constitutional rights will be protected and defended.